violence, selling sex, and images of a denounced stereotype. Look at Chicago and LA and various other cities that can't even sit in their own living room and braid their kids' hair without worrying about bullets flying through and killing their children. My First Amendment right was painted to the public and courts as a bully, vile, and malicious towards a machine that glorifies a lifestyle meant to serve as modern-day genocide on our people. A machine that clearly influences our children on how to kill, sell their bodies, and more. You can't bully someone or something that takes pride in painting our children and teaching our children to be degenerates. And if you are a public figure that pushes this image and this lifestyle for likes and views and a way to make money in our society, then I and we have the duty to exercise our First Amendment right as traditional media and new age digital media analysts to say, no, this ain't it. This is not defamation or invasion of privacy when these machines have pushed this lifestyle on us for profit.
This, but I'm going to play it, and I know that she's probably going to...
This ain't about $4 million. This machine never wanted my money.
That I take it down.
They wanted to shut down my company in order to protect their assets that glorify this reckless and dangerous lifestyle pushed on us and our children. It was about someone demanding that I respect reckless and dangerous lifestyle pushed on us and our children. It was about someone demanding that I respect and give respect to something that has never earned my respect.
Oh, wow.
This is about changing the trajectory of how things have been done in Hollywood for over a century. There are no more gatekeepers, no more red tape, no more waiting to be picked and told what you have to do. If we simply believe in ourselves and our God lead attorney, then he donated $100 and don't allow our gifts to die with us, we all hold the key to change. New age digital media such as myself and traditional media, we exercise our First Amendment right to publish our opinions and facts concerning these caricatures of stereotypes pushed in our homes and into our society, and we are just
that joke to say, I don't care what nobody say, I blame Olga. He is so petty.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
This case was meant to drain me financially, and it did not.
Oh, he is so petty.
And send a message to anyone who thinks they have the right to challenge a machine that protects their corporate interests. We knew this case. We knew why this case didn't go our way. Our First Amendment right was intentionally hindered from the moment the case was filed. My company and I have built a platform that has been stamped over and over by traditional
are you doing? Y'all, if this is a viewers. True live and living,
I have broken hundreds of stories
example of a narcissistic person. This is
in my guest bedroom back in 2015 while working at Seasons 52 as a server.
Oh, my.
I know y'all maybe think this is over, but no. This is just the beginning. I will spend as many years as I can to protect our right to voice our opinions and facts on these images that are sold and pushed on us. The appeal process has already started, and we intend to expose every conspiracy against me, my company, and my family. I was supposed to be destroyed a long time ago, but it did not happen. I am still here. We are still here. This machine tried to squeeze us for everything, but God said otherwise and blessed us with much, much more. We have built this platform video by video from our guest bedroom back in 2015, coupled with the best and most creative eyes and hands in production, my husband, my backbone. And he is the only man that encouraged me to fight this case from the beginning. My case will set a precedent for all future media, and we intend to fight until the truth is out. There was no defamation, no invasion of privacy.
What did I tell you?
Thoughts,
it never happened.
That's
a narcissist.
In court, my lawyers taught me about preserving the record so that it's noted for the future. Well, this is me right now preserving the record.
Lord have mercy.
We will fight no matter the cost or length.
Hey, Teresa,
even
how
if
you
this
doing?
takes years. I spent 11 years building this platform to serve as a leader in media. Media is a
most people are watching this on her channel. I just decided to
money protecting their investments.
To do part of it on
My
here.
husband has spent over 20 years working
because
in
you're
production.
seeing a narcissist at work.
We have over 1 million viewers and hundreds of millions of viewers, and most who have been with us since the very beginning. I love y'all so much for that. Y'all built me, and y'all are the only ones who can take away the viewers. I show my gratitude and appreciation by fighting for this priceless gift you have gifted my family and me, and the right to exercise our freedom of speech as human beings.
It's not about freedom of
Key
speech.
Studios is a household name, unrivaled Tasha K. It's just one of the subsidiaries, and we intend to break out many more. Although the court hasn't instructed us to take the videos down, I've always said that I will comply with any court or jury. The videos have been taken down to show good faith to the courts because I respect the courts. We respect the courts.
I don't know.
This machine has tried to have me arrested, threatened my life, and created a fake narrative about me. And I want you to ask yourself this. Why does the federal government subpoena my work on this channel if it's fake news? Why do state police departments request my videos for their cases? Why do media sites all over the world quote my work?
Oh, my.
I want better for this, for us, and I live that better. Everything I represent, marriage, two-parent household, and working for every dime I make without harming the next person to get there. I create videos including humor and truth to take us out of depression and get our minds off of sickness and financial burdens.
Oh my.
And no machine will ever stop me. I get your emails daily encouraging me to keep going, and I love y'all so much for that.
This is what I was telling you about making
as me.
Herself the victim.
This trial was purely sympathy and payola to protect corporate interests, and we intend to take this all the way to the Supreme Court if need be. This is my life, and I will spend my life fighting for my livelihood and our First Amendment right as human beings. Dozens of major media outlets, the New York Times, Associated Press, Billboard, etc., have requested comments. And I've asked my lawyers to inform you all on our appeal process every step of the way. And I want to thank the winos. And before I go, I saw that there were a few fundraisers that were started under my name. We did not create those, nor do we need those, and nor will we ever create a fundraiser for anything. And with that being said, I want you guys to report them if you see them. We have reported a few, but obviously dozens are popping up to scam under our company. Ooh. Signing off, winos. We will be back. We will be back serving exclusive wine this Friday. And with that being said, now I gotta go. Bye.
Lord have mercy, that was hard to watch. If you have listened to or watched any of the videos. Queen Keisha, you are exactly right. If you have watched any of the videos that I have done recently or in the past on narcissism, narcissistic behaviors, narcissistic personality disorder, manipulation, whichever one you want to choose, gaslighting, whichever one you choose, then you have seen an up close and personal example. You have seen a live example of that tonight. And this was pretty much what I was expecting tonight. I was hoping that there would be a change of heart. I was hoping. But after watching her behaviors for so long, just like I told you guys, that in the mind of a narcissist, even when they lose, they don't lose. They will convince themselves and convince other people that they're still winning. They will take a story, manipulate it, spin it, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. Stephanie, you are 100% right. It was absolutely about the numbers. I knew that she was going to have thousands of people in her live tonight. You got bloggers that are ready to do stories. You have the mainstream media that's ready to put stories out. She knew that. So that's why she issued a statement. It was almost a presidential statement. So she was already trending for the last few days because of this trial. So once again, like I was telling you guys, a person that has narcissistic traits are going to always do things. They're going to find a way to make things benefit them. This was her way of doing something to benefit her. So how do you go and change this story around? This is how the story has been changed. She is now the victim. Cardi B and her attorneys are now the machine. They are a machine that have come after her. They have been targeting her. They have been bullying her. She said that she is the one that is being bullied. Some of the things that she even admitted with her own mouth. She admitted in court that she did these things. And on this live, like I told you guys, with a straight face, she says that she has been lied on. The machine targeted her. It's all about money and payola. This has nothing to do with payola. Money became a factor in the end, but I don't think that Cardi came after her for money. She was standing up for herself. But this was just a prime example. If you go back and look at that video, when I was telling you that one of the common phrases that you hear from narcissists is, oh, that never happened. This is what I was saying with her. She will always, oh, that didn't happen. That's not the way that it happened. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Our brand, our family, our livelihood, we didn't do anything to this woman. It was this big machine that was after us. Did you see this? Were y'all watching the same thing that I was watching? And like I said, I may end up I won't take my video down if it happens to get hit. I will cut her part out if I need to cut it out. But the conversation about it isn't going anywhere. This was still a blatant and very intentional attempt to control the situation and have power over the situation. I won't mention the person that I have in mind, but it reminds me of a person that we used to have in office, how they would take something that happened that everybody saw with their own eyes and tell you that's not actually what you saw. Guys, not only was this sad, it was a little bit scary. It was a little bit scary. Even after a close to $4 million loss, even after the embarrassment, the national embarrassment, it's not about having national attention. This is national and international embarrassment. Even after all of these things, she still chooses to take the narcissistic road and will not be honest with herself or her viewers. That is a straight slap in the face to all the people that she's saying that she loves on there. That's another move that narcissists do. I love you. I really love you guys. And if it wasn't for you guys, then I wouldn't be here. Although that may be true. If it wasn't for her audience, she wouldn't be there. But at the same time, narcissists have very few caring moments for other people. And when it comes to feelings, you did not feel. If y'all felt it, tell me that I'm wrong. I'm just telling you what I observed. There was no feeling of compassion there. As a matter of fact, there was the feelings were almost just non-existent. It was just the reading off of a few pieces of paper. This was if it was politics, it would be a political stunt. This is a social media stunt to get people talking, which is what we are doing. We are definitely talking. Oh my gosh, but it hurts me, Lord. It hurts me so bad to see one of our sisters, regardless of, how she may feel about us, but it hurts me to see one of our sisters sitting up there and to see her like spiraling out of that. Yes, to the average person that's watching that video, she seems to be in control of everything. She's maintaining control while she is on that camera. But if you take a deeper look at her whenever she's talking, whenever she's reading, that's where the slip up comes at the very end, and she got a little flustered because she did good holding it together for the whole speech, because that was a speech. She did good holding it together for the whole speech, but at the end there was a fumble. There was a definite fumble. And that's because the words aren't coming from you. It's easy. Like, if this is your heart, this is what you feel, like this is what has been laid upon your heart, then it flows. You don't need any papers to read anything for you to try to get your point across to people. And here's the thing. What it all boils down to in the end, it's not about anybody lying on her. It's not about anybody coming after her. It's not about anybody having any personal vendettas against her. It's not about anybody, trying to pick at her. It's not about anybody bullying her. She was the one doing the bullying. It's not about any of those things. It's about her trying to regain control of a situation that she has lost complete control over. And one of the sad things that I saw even in the chat, because I was looking at some of the comments in the chat, some of her supporters, like I told you guys before, regardless of what she says or does, they're going to be supporters regardless. She could, just come out in the foulest way and they are going to be supporters regardless. But to see people say, keep doing the same thing that you were doing, keep doing the same thing that makes you Tasha, then that will let you see exactly how some of these people feel about you. And maybe they need to have a little conversation with somebody, because if someone sees you going through a situation like this, if someone sees that your behavior, your self-destructive behaviors have led to, pure, again, self-inflicted. They were self-inflicted behaviors, self-induced. Everything about you caused this on yourself. If the people that you are close to are sitting there and telling you to still continue doing what you are doing, then that lets you know exactly how they feel about you. Because anyone that cares about you, when they see you participating in self-destructive behaviors, this is when they pull you up and tell you, sis, you need to stop. Sis, you need to go in a different direction. Sis, leave it alone. Just count it all joy. Chalk that up. You lost that case. It is what it is. Just let it go. Talking about going to the Supreme Court. Once again, you have narcissistic thinking right here. To think that someone is going to overturn a ruling when you came out of your own mouth and said that you lied on this woman. You have the videos out there, all this grandstanding, all this grandiosity. That stuff is public record. And the one thing I would give her, and I know it had to come to the point where she was forced to do it, thank you. There is some humanity in there with you taking the videos down? And she said she would only take the videos down basically if there was some type of injunction or if the court said that she needed to take them down. To my knowledge, I don't know if it's in her paperwork that the court demanded that she take these videos with Cardi down. But in true narcissist fashion, you're saying that you took these videos down now as a result of what the court told you to do. Now, if it's in a court order and they told you that you have to take these videos down, okay, then we'll go with you saying, yeah, the court told me to do it. This is why I'm taking these videos down. That's not what's happening. This is an opportunity for a narcissist to save face. All this time, when she should have taken it down, when it made sense for her to take it down, she didn't care. It was a non-factor for her. She just wasn't going to do it. Now that these things have taken place, okay, yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to take this stuff down now because the courts are involved. The courts have been involved for years. Correct me if I'm wrong. If the judge told her to take this stuff down, then I will go back and apologize for what I'm saying about this situation. But I haven't seen or heard anything that suggested that the judge made her take those videos down at this particular point. That's a decision that she made, or a recommendation or some advice that someone gave to her. So instead of just saying, I told you guys that if the court got involved and they said, you know, that I had to take those videos down, then I would take them down. Instead of saying that, just say, you know what? I understand. Just like you want people to understand that you're a mother and you have a daughter and you have a family and this is your livelihood. The narcissistic side of you, that side that lacks empathy, that, you know, that we keep talking about, it makes you want people to recognize, acknowledge the fact that you have a family, that you know, this is about your livelihood, without acknowledging the fact that the person that was being bullied, the things that you were doing was affecting her livelihood. It was affecting her family because you were putting things out about her family. You were talking about her child. You were talking about things that was going on with her husband. You were basically in their bedroom. So the audacity of it all. This is what narcissism is made of. I still, to this day, and there is still no remorse. And the sad part about it is, if she did have remorse, her pride wouldn't even allow her to come out and say, you know what, I'm remorseful for what I did. I shouldn't have done. Like, this was your perfect time. If you are trying to bounce back, if you are trying to show just how resilient you are, you want people to know that you are a strong, Black, resilient woman, then this is the time for you not to go blaming stuff on a machine, this big machine. That sounds like some Trump stuff to me. Anyway, but it's not the time for you to start blaming others, because that's what narcissists do. You spin the story and you find a way to blame what you did on something internal. On something that's external. Instead of you blaming on something that you had going on internally, like being narcissistic, you blame it on something external. The machine. I don't know what machine. I don't know who made the machine. I don't know who purchased the machine. I don't know who owns the machine. I don't know where the machine is located. You just came up. It's all about the fantasy of it all. So we got to come up with this big machine that did all these things to her, when all she had to do was come and say, I was wrong. I went too far. I should have left this young lady and her family alone. I should accept responsibility for my actions instead of sitting here acting like a child and not accepting responsibility for my own behaviors. And again, this is, oh my God, when I say that her behaviors represent a pure prototype of what a narcissistic person looks like, it is almost to the point of being sad. Let me go through y'all comments really quick. That was hard. That was hard to watch, because I was really hoping I was to the point I actually threw a little prayer up in there for her, like, just let her see the error of her ways. And if she does see the error of her ways, then let her share it with other people so that they'll know that there is a human side to her, that she's not this demonic person that people make her out to be, that she's not this evil person. And she said that people have basically called her evil and demonized her. That's not what people did. That's what her actions have done. Nobody else did that. Once again, this is self-inflicted. Everything that has happened up to this point, there's no machine involved. If anything, it's the narcissistic machine. And I guess we can go with that. It's the narcissistic machine, because narcissists need that supply that I was telling you about. Just like that car needs gas, the narcissist needs to keep refilling that narcissistic supply. You got to keep replenishing that tank. And this was her way of replenishing, because the other day when she got that first verdict and then she got the second one with these extra damages on it, that pretty much drained that narcissistic supply that she had. Like, dang, I cannot believe that these people are saying that I have to pay this woman. So she had to go. Narcissists are great strategists. So she has to go and sit down. She may do it, stand up at night, can't even sleep at night, strategizing ways to try to replenish that tank. Now, do believe that her having 20,000 people tonight in that chat, that was a supply booster. That was a supply booster. Even though you could see tonight that she was bothered, she can say that she wasn't bothered. She can deny that all day. She was 100% bothered. But to see all of those people in the chat, that is a booster. That helps to replenish that narcissistic tank, that narcissistic supply that is there. But also do know that because we still have narcissistic stuff going on, that narcissist tonight, Miss Tasha is going to sit there, and if she never read through any comments before, she will be reading through her chat tonight. The chat may not have mattered on any other night, but tonight she is going to sit there and she's probably reading through those comments as we speak. And if she could go and respond the way that she wanted to respond, she'd be up typing all night. Because when you look at the comments, you usually don't have, at least in her chat, from when I used to watch her channel, you don't have people confronting her. You don't have people being honest with her. You don't have people saying, Tasha, you are lying on these people. Every now and again, you'll have somebody show up and people will block them really quick or delete their comments. Tonight, you actually had people standing up, because some people are tired of the BS. Some people are just tired of being lied to. And let me read this comment, y'all. I think she just wants to recover her losses and continue as if this didn't happen. I just wish she would have apologized, but maybe she's not sorry. I don't know if she's sorry. I don't want to say that she's not sorry, but I will say that I believe that her ego will keep her doing what a woman would do. A woman would come and say, I had no business talking about another woman like that. Regardless of how I may feel about that person, I have absolutely no business morally talking about another woman like that. If I am a woman of integrity, even if I do gossip news, I have no reason talking about another woman, her health, her family, her relationship. I have no business addressing her like that. I have no business as a woman bullying another woman like that. I have no business as a mother bullying someone like that, because ultimately she's somebody else's child too. I have no business doing these things. If she was being a woman about the situation, if she was being realistic about the situation, that's the thing with narcissists. Reality is not that common. It's there, but they tend to dance around. They ignore the reality of it all and create their own realities. And that's what we saw tonight. Someone creating their own realities. This has nothing to do with any payola mess. That's just some miscellaneous boufale that we just put out there to try to get people, let's get people talking about payola again. That's another spin. Or how the people say on YouTube, that's another overplay for the underlay or underlay for, like, that's exactly what this is, another way for me to put another narrative out there for me to get people to talk about something else. She did a good job with some of the people that were in her chat with her playing the victim card. A lot of people fell for it. You're right, Tasha. They shouldn't have come for you like that. I'm waiting on those people to say, no, Tasha, you should not have come for her like that. This was not the thing for you to do. You should have left her alone. This is what I'm hoping that some of the winos, and I guess the name would imply that they wouldn't make the right decision anyway. No offense to the winos, but I'm saying, like, at some point, I don't like seeing her fall. I just don't like what she did to Kels. I would like her to rise and make her wrongs right. Keish, I would agree too, and I don't. For me, it's not so much about a fall, even though this is a fall for her. But for just in general, you hear bloggers saying that this is a win for bloggers. This is a win for anybody that has been cyberbullied. Even though she's saying that she has been cyberbullied, we know what the truth is. This is a win for people that have been cyberbullied, for people that have been doxxed, for people that have been lied on, for people that have been picked on, for people that have been targeted, for whatever they have going on. Because ultimately, there's no reason for anybody to be targeting anyone on here. And the fact that she just happened to be a bigger blogger and an example was made out of her, that's what really has people, really into this thing, because she really came across as a person that was untouchable. She really did think that she was above the law, and it sounds like she still has that same thinking that she is above the law. She is not above the law. She is not exempt from the penalties that other people would have to deal with if they were participating in the same behaviors. The only difference is the average person, once they got, okay, you really issued the cease and desist. Okay, we got that set. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. I'm going to holler at you later. That was just not, it was like the more involvement, the more legal involvement that there was, she got excited. Again, it fed that narcissistic tank. It fed that narcissistic supply, and she came even harder. That is a problem. That's the definite problem. Tasha taking it to the Supreme Court. How she have money for that? I'm gonna move on. Only good thing she did was take the videos down. I agree. Hey to everybody in the chat. I'm just like in this narcissistic zone right now. Like this stuff right here, I would even say it's above me. This one is not above me. This one is right, right on my level, like right up my lane. And I'm like, just try. Just try to do the right thing. Just try. Taking the videos down, that was a good step. Take them down and leave it there. Just say, you know what? I took the videos down that mentioned Cardi. I took the videos down that were pertaining to Cardi. I took the videos down that contained any type of slanderous or defaming information concerning Cardi, and leave it there. Nothing else. No, the judge told me to do it. The dog ate my homework. The cats, peed on my book sack, whatever. Like, just leave all that extra stuff and just say, I took responsibility for my actions and realized what I did was wrong, and that leaving those videos up was still hurtful. Let me sit on that for a minute. Another thing that she said in her statement was that she has not hurt anyone. She makes good content, and her content is being made. It never hurts anybody. She has never hurt anyone. Are we being serious? Because that is another lie, Tasha. That is a lie. That is a definite lie. You're in court. You just finished. You are paying out $4 million, a close to $4 million right now, because you intentionally hurt someone. So how can you come and make a statement, another nationwide, national public statement, lying, saying that you did not hurt anyone, lying, saying that your content has never hurt anyone. That's not the intent. That is absolutely the intent. It's time to stop gaslighting people and just tell the truth. And my thing is, and y'all got to forgive me, this hair keep falling in my eye to think, you sat in there and you told the judge and the jury the truth. That's just a handful of people. Come out and let your subscribers and your viewers and people that don't subscribe to you, but they feel vindicated in all this, just come out and tell people the truth. The same truth that you said in court, come out and tell the truth. Yes, I did it. Be just as bold in this truth as you were whenever you were putting information out about this young woman and other people that you have put just all kind of slanderous information. Be just as bold. Keep the same energy, because the energy was down tonight. And I understand that the team tells you, yes, stay low key, try to keep things that are even kill. Don't raise your voice. Do this, do that. But they should have also told you that there needs to be some ounce of humanity in that speech that was given tonight. I did not feel it. Like I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything on the inside. I just felt like I was watching someone reading something off a piece of paper. It didn't even sound like a concession speech. That's, if anything, like, okay, I can see. Like, I feel like we're watching a repeat of something where someone refused to believe that they lost. Like, just concede already and let people know that you were wrong. That you, like, this was a major faux pas for you. Like, a faux pas, like you effed up. Like, I don't know. Tasha said she wouldn't change anything if ever a narcissist did speak. Let me tell you something. If your behaviors, it's just like when we're looking at, if I'm using that DSM-4, that diagnostic statistical manual, if I'm looking at that DSM-4 and I am about to diagnose somebody, and there are certain criteria, like people have to meet certain criteria in order for me to formulate a certain diagnosis for someone. So if I'm going through and like, if I'm looking at, okay, is this person a substance abuser? And I'm looking at, okay, let's say I got 7 or 9 criteria here. And out of that 7 or 9 criteria, this person only needs to meet 3 or 4 of those criteria. You're looking at the criteria of being a narcissist or the criteria for hurting someone. You have ticked, like out of the 9, you have hit every single one of them. At what point do you stop denying what it is and actually be honest about what it is? Like, at what point, how long? You wouldn't change anything? If something has affected your family, maybe that's something you should change. Check that off. If something causes you to have to deal with legal action, if it leads to any type of legal action, then check that off. If whatever you're dealing with causes you to want to drink or partake in, some substances, wine, champagne, whatever, just it makes you want to drink to try to handle the situation, check that off. If something is causing you financial harm, like it has affected you in a huge way financially, then you might want to check that off. Like, all the criteria have been met. Like, you have to check this off. This should be the thing that tells you that you need to change something. Change is not necessarily a bad thing. If ever there was a time that something needed to be changed, this is the time. So for someone to say, I wouldn't change anything, then that would lead me to think that once everything dies down, then maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now, then we're going to be seeing the same behaviors again. How much sense does that make? There's nothing, I don't care how much money that you draw in on YouTube or how much you feed off the accolades that you may get or the kudos that you may get from YouTube, or just feeling like you this big YouTube celebrity. There is nothing about YouTube that will make me want to sit there and jeopardize my livelihood and say, look, even though all these things happen to me because of my behavior, I refuse to change. Like, there is nothing about anything that's going on here that would make me say I'm not changing anything. Even though I hurt somebody, even though my actions resulted in someone having to speak to a counselor, even though my actions resulted in someone having thoughts about doing certain things to themselves, I'm not changing anything. Even though my actions have affected my family, caused my husband to be up on the stand and have to call me a liar, even though my action resulted in me going up on the stand and me calling my husband a liar, I am still not going to change anything. How much sense does that make? She's blaming it on the machine, aka, but you know what? Right, she should have took those videos down a long time ago. The court had not made a decision yet. It's personal for them, so she's not trying to bend. I have a problem with C because she said things about Black women, but T is also wrong too. Keish, this is the one thing I would say, and I've always said on here, I listen to Cardi. I follow her on Instagram. I follow her on Twitter. I will never say, and I said before, that she has said some things that were a little loose too. But I also recognize that I'm watching something usually when somebody's going back and forth. This wasn't about a back and forth with her and Tasha. This particular situation was literally about someone bullying someone else. This was about someone bullying someone else. This was about someone targeting someone else. Do I give Cardi a pass on anything that she may have said? No, I absolutely don't give her a pass on anything that she may have said. But I also look at the fact that we, as humans, if somebody heard a lot of the stuff that we said and they have a problem with it too, we probably have to do some apologizing to some people too. The thing is the way that this has gone about publicly and putting stuff out there, lying on someone, literally making up stories, putting stuff out there that even you yourself, you knew that it was a lie, but you did it to get a rise out of someone. She literally stated that she put certain things up because she wanted to get a response from Cardi. You get what you asked for eventually. She got a response. So my thing is, once you got your response, then why be upset about the response? Because there was no, whenever this stuff was going on and she was talking about this stuff on her channel, she said she really didn't give a flip about it. Like she didn't care. She was overly confident about what she had going on and how good her attorneys were and all the things that her attorneys were going to do for her. And then in the same, with us not knowing, those same attorneys that she was bragging about on her channel are the same attorneys or attorney that she was going and writing this long book, like a soliloquy. You had a whole dissertation up there about why you don't like your attorney. So again, that narcissistic spin, because now I want to thank my attorney and my team for all their hard work, all the things that they've done, blah, 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 blah. That's not what you wrote before. But a narcissist says, you know what? That never happened. I know people found it and read it and it had my name on it, but that never happened. I know I wrote it under my actual attorney and I had to be the one to write it because at that point, no one would have known who my attorney was. I don't think people are thinking about that. If she said that she didn't write it, how would anybody know who her attorney was at that particular time? Yeah, it's another spin game. If anybody wanted to like, this is the ultimate spin game. That's all I can. When she mentions a machine, she got it from the Kelly case, the same person she brought down. She has not learned her lesson yet. She's nuts. The best way to deal with the narcissist is to show them their hypocrisy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. YouTube needs to stop her ASAP. She was still calling CB a prostitute without saying her name. and had the nerve to say she did that because of the big machine, that darn big machine, prostitution, drug selling, and use, etc. I can't believe she got on live with that man. Y'all, when I tell you that thing was cringe worthy. Like, I literally want to pull that video, put it on a DVD, and use it as an example to the people that I have to work with to show them exactly what narcissism looks like. And because this is actually public information, this is a public platform, I actually may just do that. There's no big machine. Cardi could say that Key B Studios or Key B, whatever their business is, that they're the big machine. You know what I'm saying? So you came after this young lady, and this young lady happily obliged. She went ahead and did stuff the legal way that she should be done. Now all of a sudden we're talking about a machine. There is no machine. Y'all, this is straight psychological manipulation. It's like at some point, you got to stop trying to do this to people. Like, people already know that you lied to them, and you still continuing to lie. This is what psychological manipulation looks like. It's like, I know you saw the truth. The gaslighting, I know you saw the truth, but I am going to convince you, because I'm just that good. I'm going to convince you that the truth that you know is not the real truth. My truth is the truth. How much? She's still throwing shade at Cardi and didn't apologize for what she. It's sad. She has so much envy. It's not even about a jealousy thing. She has envy towards Cardi, and she does not know her. How can you have this much hate? And how can you act like Cardi was coming after you when you, full-fledged head on, no helmet or anything, no seatbelt, just straight went after her. You came for her head first. You are the machine. You can't turn that around and put it on someone else. You are the machine. So if there's any machine that needs to be stopped or any machine that needs to be dealt with, that would be you. She just don't care. She's going to continue the behavior the same way. That's what a narcissist does. Abso-freaking-lutely. At this point, Cardi needs to request they remove her channel because she isn't going to stop. It's pitiful. Now she's about to literally break her family financially to appeal this when she knows she's wrong. Nikki, I agree with that. And here's another thing. Not trying to get into the business of counting people's pockets, but at the end of the day, all of us, you make whatever money that you make, but nobody can afford to keep dishing out money like that. And here's the thing. I was watching Lee's channel. Shout out to Lead Attorney. I was watching his channel. I think that was last night. And there was a conversation that Lead and another attorney that came on his live. I don't remember what the guy's name was. Maybe it was CJ. Guy was from South Carolina, though. I forgot where he said he stays at now, but he was from South Carolina. But he was making a statement about her attorney. And Lead being an attorney, he was saying, that could possibly, basically she was wrong for accepting the case, knowing that she wasn't knowledgeable of dealing with defamation cases. And this is the thing, and he pointed it out before, and the other attorney pointed it out too, but I would say with this, if her website, and I'm pretty sure she let Tasha know what kind of cases that she handles. I'm pretty sure she knew that Tasha knew that this young lady had not handled these types of cases. And she still chose to give that attorney her money. This would be the reason why I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel like anybody should be like knocking the attorney on that, because that was a decision that Tasha made. When all she had to do was go online and look up, attorneys for the type of case that she was dealing with, or, whatever she was going to be dealing with. You look up that, go do a Google search and see what attorneys you have in your area. And if you decide to choose the attorney that's going to, charge you the least amount of money, then that's going to be on you. I'm not going to blame the attorney for taking the case. I know that could be wrong, But I do believe I did agree with that other attorney when he said that she bears some of the responsibility. And that's the problem with her in this whole situation with her narcissistic ways. She does not want to accept responsibility. And this is why I'm saying this too. At the end of the day, she still came back today and she basically glorified her attorneys and act like they were the best thing since sliced bread. So why feel sorry for her if she feels like she, had the best attorneys out of all of this? Her team did an awesome job. So she was satisfied with her attorney services, contrary to what she may have said last year or the year before, or whenever she put those comments on the attorney's page. Today, she was satisfied with her attorneys. So we gonna shout her attorney out today for whatever she did, whatever amount of money she got from her, then kudos to her for getting that amount of money, because Tasha said that she did a good job. She done good. So we gonna let her stick with that one. So that was just, my only no. Now, if you got something else, you got some. If there's a bankruptcy that's coming into play, use her too. Okay, if she tell you she's not a bankruptcy attorney, okay. But if she tell you she willing to take it, then hey, if you like it, I love it. Handle your business. Like, it's like at some point we gotta hold the other people accountable too. Lord have mercy. Narcissistic people make excuses for everything. I'm dealing with one. Keish, Lord have mercy. I tell you, like I tell people, if you have never dealt with a narcissistic person, then counts it all joy. Because, yes, Lord, she's hurt plenty of people, not Tasha. Not just Cardi. I absolutely agree, and I feel like this is the result, again, of some of those seeds that she has sown, some of those seeds that she has planted. I think that this is a result, but it seems that she still hasn't learned her lesson from that, and that's really sad, because that means that she's going to continue to do it in one way or another. But that's someone's life you're playing with. You just can't take a lie and make it to be the truth. That Viola, that makes a lot of sense. No, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't. And as you can see tonight, she even mentioned people coming out saying stuff about her. So that's one of the things that makes me know, okay, you may play this hard role, but you do care. The mere fact that you're mentioning what other people have to say about what you have going on, that means that you do have some type of understanding. So we're not going to say that you completely lack any empathy about the situation. You just lack empathy or choose not to have any empathy when it comes to other people. When it comes to situations that are dealing with you, then the empathy is there. That's why you can mention, people have said that, I was demonic and that, like that kind of stuff. So you realize that people say stuff and it might hurt a little bit. But that doesn't stop you from doing whatever you do. But it's a good thing to know that there is a little pinch of understanding in there, even if it's just for you. Like there's hope. There's hope. If I was Cardi, that's all I would have done was ask them to take her off social media platforms. That would have hurt her to the core. It would have hurt her to the core, but because she's so big on money, and I think she even mentioned her finances on there, and she mentioned the number of subscribers that she had. Once again, y'all, when she says this is her livelihood, this is definitely her livelihood, and not just because she's making money off YouTube, but when it comes to her being a narcissist, this is really her livelihood, because this is what feeds that narcissist supply. This is what keeps her going. And for her not to be able to put that content out the way that she wants to put it out, because surely she, like I said, she's going to still have a lot of followers, but the people that really want that just nasty and raunchy stuff and just want the buffoonery to keep going, those people are only going to be interested for so long, and they're going to go to the next person that they can get that from. Somebody that hasn't been sued and they still have freedom to say what they want to say on YouTube. It's like she's forgetting they have to go back to court in February in reference to her YouTube channel and the videos. Oh, now see, that I did not know. I did not know that they had to go back to court in February about the YouTube channel and her videos. So that's something I didn't know. Thank you for that information. Eventually, evidently, she doesn't care, and she is dumb as a box of rocks, because her pride gonna cause her to lose her brand and her. Lord have mercy. Hey, Sherby. And that was a true statement made on her attorney's page, because she would have addressed it tonight or before. It was absolutely a true statement. It was absolutely a true statement. That's what she felt about her attorneys. And I feel like I know a lot of people were talking about the attorney just getting up for a minute and like a second, like a minute and 1 second or something. That was probably a result of some of the stuff that she said about her attorney. Well, if you feel like I'm that bad and I'm not doing my job, then let me give you a minute of this. Like, we know you already lost this case anyway, so why am I going to sit up here and waste my breath when you say I'm not doing my job? And I kind of feel, and I'm not saying that's right. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that's right. But that could be some of the reason why her attorney handled things the way that she handled it, because, you know, I can only imagine the conversations that she had with her attorney and how she talked to her. She needs help seriously. Why is it just not going to stop? 3.8 ain't a little dang gonna change. I don't feel sorry for her at all. It's time for her to realize the gig is up. And that's the thing. I think that's the reality. That's the thing that's going to really slap her in the face, when the same people that were rooting for her before, when those people turn around and start being real with her and telling her, look, you are wrong. We don't like this type of content. Like, you need to do something else. You lost us on that. Like, when those people really start calling her out on the buffoonery, then it's going to start hitting home with her. Like, but it's going to take those people that she has some type of vested interest in, people that may be high paying donors for her. Like those, you have those diehard moderators, you know, that are already always ready to take up for and fight for. Like, those people, they may put something out there and that might, you know, step on her toes a little bit. It's going to be something serious is really going to have to happen with those people and her subscribers for this to really hit home with her. She needs to get money. She needs to get her money out. She needs to go live and correct her wrongs with kills. I don't believe an appeal is an option for her. Word on the streets, allegedly Wendy Williams is coming. Oh my goodness. Now, if Wendy decides to come for her, that's definitely going to be a major blow, because Wendy has that money too. So, but you know, Wendy has come for a lot of people too and put some information out there that, you know, has hurt a lot of people. So that'll be an interesting one. She's a narcissist with personality disorder and habitual lie with no sense of reality. I'm going to say that she does definitely have narcissistic traits, no doubt. I don't even think that there's any denying that. I wouldn't go as far as saying that she has a personality disorder, because I haven't been able to see. I don't know if she's been seen by anybody else to actually go through, you know, that full evaluation and to have, you know, those sessions with her to find out if that's what's really going on. Is she a habitual liar? Yeah, I believe we can say yes on that one. I absolutely believe that we can say yes on that one. Does she have a false sense of reality when it comes to certain things? Based on what we saw tonight, I think that we can definitely say yes to that. Does she have a overflated sense of self and self-entitlement? Absolutely. I think that tonight even further solidified any thoughts that someone may have had on that. Does she lack empathy? Bless her heart. What about self-control? She showed self-control tonight. While she read that letter, she was not screaming in usual Tasha fashion and doing all the cursing and tipping her wine glass like she usually does. So she was able to show some control in that. But there was still a lack of control, because even when it was time for her to concede or accept defeat, she still would not allow herself to come out and tell the truth. The truth was still not an option. And that's sad. The thing is with manipulators, gaslighters, narcissists, whatever you want to call them, whether it's a straight out lie or a lie by omission, a lie is still a lie, and it's still an attempt to try to gain control and power over a situation. She is not willing to relinquish that power for anybody. that's going to be her downfall. That has been her downfall up to this point, and it will continue to be her downfall. And that's sad. That's really sad. She may have to be slandering herself in order for her to get it. I mean, stuff that's totally not true about herself, but damaging. APZ, the thing is with her, she doesn't care what people say about her. Now I'm going to say she says that a lot, but she mentions it at times, so that will make you think that that's not necessarily true. Maybe it doesn't have you up at night. Maybe you're not losing sleep over it. Maybe you're not sitting in the corner crying. Maybe it's not getting you to the point where you have to go see a therapist. But you do care. There's some care there, whether you want to deny it or not. Keith says she got a big ego. I watched your previous videos and you were dead on. Great job because you broke it down perfectly. Unique thoughts. I was hoping that people saw where I was going with that so they could see where the comparisons were coming from. I knew that she would be making some type of video statement or whatever once all of this was done. Just didn't know what she would end up saying at the end of that. And like I said, in true narcissistic fashion, she touched on every single one of those 7 ways that I said you can identify narcissistic behavior. She literally hit on every single one of them. And my thing is, Kathy, that said, she's not going to humble herself. Like, and I don't know if you guys, let me do this. And some people have already seen it. So if you've seen it and you don't want to see it again, then just go get you some Kool-Aid or something. But I just want to touch on this really quick so you guys can see. Let's see if I can find it. So you guys can see what we are talking about when it comes to let's see. I'm just going to do this on here real quick so you guys can see what I am referring to.
Dropping in to give you some quick tips on how to identify narcissistic behaviors, specifically manipulative behaviors. There are a few things that you want to look for whenever you're dealing with a person that could possibly
tell me if you have identified any of these things tonight.
Manipulative behaviors. The first thing to remember is whenever they are trying to get you to see their side or buy into their opinion, and the thing is with them, they always want you to buy into their opinion. They never want you to have your very own opinion about a specific situation, especially when it is pertaining to them. Now, these people may come across as being extremely nice. They can come across as pushy, or they can come across as being emotionally abusive. So these are some of the things that you can look at to help you identify some of those narcissistic traits or some of those manipulative behaviors. One of the first things that you tend to see in a person that is being manipulative is he or she completely just dodges accepting responsibility for his or her actions. They will find a way to blame someone else for their behaviors and find a way to become a victim in the situation.
The machine.
If they can become the damsel in distress, that is exactly what is going to happen. You will not
She's the damsel in distress.
be able to get them to accept responsibility for their actions. Should they decide to accept responsibility for their actions, this is usually because they don't have any other choice, or they have found some way for that to benefit them. Anything that benefits them, they'll do it. So should they find a way to make accepting responsibility be a plus for them, that's the only way that you'll get them to accept responsibility for their actions. Now, let me say that you may have some appear to accept responsibility if it will get them out of a situation. But do believe that that is another type of manipulation, telling you what you want to hear so that you will back down. So a lot of times,
I'm going to press pause on this. So when she came across and she was telling her winos that she loves them, and if it wasn't for her, then this, and and I took the videos down. This is a type of manipulation. Yes, I did these things. So I want you guys to give me kudos for that. But understand that it was not done because I'm not telling you I love you because I really love you or because I care for you. I need you guys in my corner. So I got to tell you what you need to hear. For the people that are rooting for Cardi or that are looking at her funny, saying that, you know, she should have took those videos down and she's giving them what they want. Guys, I took the video down. I told you that if, you know, anything was ever said and it came to the point where the judge said something, that I would take the videos down. This is another type of manipulation, and this is what this conversation is referring to.
Like in the case that we've been looking at with Tasha K, instead of accepting responsibility and saying that I am wrong on this particular situation, they go and they put themselves out there as if they're not, whatever's going on doesn't bother them and they don't care either way. They're not going to accept responsibility for it. You can see that they may have done something. You may have seen it with your own eyes, but you're not going to force them to accept responsibility for it unless they choose to accept responsibility for it. And most of the time that happens only if they see that there is some type of benefit in them accepting responsibility for whatever that behavior is. Number 2, manipulation. People who manipulate narcissists tend to prey on the weak. So they will study you, they will get close to you so that they can find out what your weaknesses are. Not so much about your strengths. That's not what they're interested in. They detect weakness and they prey on your weakness. So that same weakness that you have used or may have displayed or may confide in them in, they will use that same weakness against you. They find opportunities that where they can take advantage, and they will take full advantage of any weakness that they may see in you. Another thing is instilling self-doubt in other people, getting you to doubt yourself. Now, this is something that I mentioned in another video when someone asked, how can someone else make me doubt myself? If you have ever dealt with a narcissistic person, then that question would definitely be answered for you. Any decisions that you have made, any decisions that you are trying to make, that manipulative or that narcissistic person will find a way to get into that decision-making process and get you to make a decision that is going to benefit them or sway the way that they want that decision to go.
And this is one of the things that she was doing whenever she kept putting that information out about Cardi. Whenever she, even to this day, the slights that she put out there, even if she doesn't say her name, the stuff that she was saying about her being, you know, like a streetwalker or a street worker, all these things that she was doing, it was her way of trying to get Cardi to buy into that so that Cardi would be questioning herself. So Cardi wouldn't be as confident as she is. Dealing with Wendy, so Wendy wouldn't be as confident as she is. So she would feel a certain way about her marriage. Anybody that she has ever dealt with or that she has come after, she uses those things to try to break them down. This is what narcissists do. They use those lies. They use anything that they see as a weakness, anything that they could possibly turn into a weakness. They use those things to try to break a person down mentally. This is why I say it is a type of psychological manipulation, a type of psychological abuse, if you want to say, because they use those things to try to break a person down. And that's why I say whenever Cardi admitted that stuff had her having certain thoughts about things, that was something else that really fed into Tasha's emotional narcissistic supply. It didn't hurt her. It made her feel good to know that her actions actually resulted in this young woman having to seek therapy. And the fact that she said that she was having thoughts about not wanting to be here, that was like icing on the cake for her. So for a normal person, it should make you feel bad that anything that you did would even make somebody think about, you know what I'm saying, doing something to themselves. For her, no, that was a turn on for her. That's something that excited her. So somebody like the courts wouldn't stop that behavior because that's literally what she was going for.
If you have any doubts about yourself, let's say that you were questioning your weight, you were questioning how you look, you were questioning whether you should accept a job, you're questioning whether you should do certain things, and that manipulator is aware of those things. If they can have any input in those situations, a decision that you may have already made, they will have you doubting that decision. If you think that you've done good with your weight loss journey or your health, a master manipulator or a narcissistic person will have you doubting those decisions, especially if there's something, let's say they want you to buy into some type of supplement that they're using. So they will have you doubting the progress that you know you've made. They'll have you actually doubting that progress and question yourself just to get you to buy into something that they're trying to give you. They will have you questioning basically anything that you do. They'll have you questioning. They have the ability to have you questioning those things. And once they get you to the place of questioning those things, then it's a power trip for them because they feel like they now have power over you because they were able to get you to change your mind or at least question what you were doing. Basically, making you feel bad about any decisions that you make, especially if it's a decision that may get you to maybe think twice about believing something that they say or going along with something that they do. They'll try to guilt trip you. They are masters at the guilt trip. So why are you doing this? Trip? I mean, you're really making me feel this way. Are you doing this to me? Or you're doing all these things to them because you decided to make a decision. So
this machine that has decided to come after her, this big machine that has decided to come after her at this point, this is I mean, it's the guilt trip. The machine did it all. The machine is the cause of all of this. If it wasn't for that devilish machine and payola and the Easter Bunny and Roger Rabbit and Captain Crunch and everybody else, if it wasn't for all of them, then none of this would have been happening. They are all out to get her. Never mind any of the things that she's done. Just forget about all that stuff. Everything is because of this big machine.
That's another thing to look out for. Something else to look out for is just when things don't go their way, or if they're trying to convince a group of people or an individual, whatever the case may be, they'll put out false information. It doesn't matter if there's any validity to that information. It doesn't matter if people will eventually find out that the information is not true. But at that particular moment, that's the way that they choose to deal with a situation because they are trying to manipulate the situation. The reason for putting out that false information is so that they can control the behavior and the thinking of whoever their audience is that is taking that information in. So if they can make you believe that someone is a bad person, they're going to go ahead and put that information out and have people believing that you are a bad person. Even if the people or person already knows who you are, it's just enough for them to put that information out to have them second guessing what they already believed. Again, instilling doubt. Another trait or characteristic that you see with narcissistic or manipulative people is that they have no boundaries. And there's no limit on what they will do to get their way. There's no limit on what they'll say. There's no limit on what they'll do. There's no limit on how they'll act. There's no limit. They have absolutely no boundaries when it comes to getting what they want at all costs. There are no boundaries. Finally, the last thing in this particular video that you will see when dealing with the narcissist or dealing with an overly manipulative person is just their need to rationalize what they're doing. They will rationalize whatever behaviors they're taking in, no matter how bad, no matter how misguided, no matter how terrible their behaviors come across, what they did, what they said, no matter how bad those things come across, they will find a way to rationalize those behaviors. There's no talking them into rationalizing. So
I'm going to stop right there because Guys, this is what we saw, not only throughout this whole trial, but this is what we saw tonight. We literally saw her get up there and read this letter and basically she literally, figuratively, she tried to rationalize all the stuff that she has done. That was one of the things on there. She refused to take responsibility. There wasn't a lick of accountability on her part, right? Another thing, she used a lie to try to hurt somebody. She used lies to try to manipulate a situation. And another thing that goes along with that too, that someone had asked me to touch on before, is there's isolation that comes along with that, because she could be jealous of the fact that Cardi has so many followers, the fact that she has so many fans. You know, people are be jealous or envious over the craziest things. Like, you wouldn't even think that it mattered to another person, and they're sitting there with this green face just gushing, you know, just full of envy over stuff that you're not even thinking about. So what you do is you try to instill, again, all this doubt about this person that all these people like. So you put all this information out there in an attempt to isolate them from that person. So maybe if I put enough information out there, they won't want to deal with her anymore. They won't follow her. They won't listen to her. They won't, you know, be on her lot. Like, it's just, it sounds crazy, and in a way it is crazy, but it's still, you usually think of isolation when it comes to relationships, but like I said in another video, isolation comes in different forms. You guys see it on YouTube. Whenever you have the people telling you, don't go on this channel. If I see you over here, I'm going to do this. And they start talking about this other person, and they're trying to keep you from dealing with that other person. That is a form of isolation. I don't want you going over there. You're giving them too much attention. I don't like the attention that they're getting. I need to have all of your attention. So I'm going to do whatever I can to try to isolate. I'm going to make them not like you, or either I'm going to make you not like them. One way or the other, I'm going to stop this whole thing from happening. And there's going to be some isolation taking place up in here, up in here. And this is exactly what you've seen with her, and even with the other bloggers that she has worked with in the past. Anyone that she has dealt with, there has basically been some type of manipulative behavior that if you watch, you've seen it. You have definitely seen it in some shape, form, or fashion. You have seen that manipulation and the attempts of isolation. It has even happened recently with someone that was supposed to be a mentee to her and some other people that she dealt with. You saw the isolation tactics there. So this situation that's happened with Cardi, or that's happening with Cardi, definitely isn't a learning experience to her yet. She has yet to learn. And this, like I said, it's sad. It's just sad. And I just wanted to play, that was basically most of the video. It has a small, maybe a couple minutes of it left, but I just wanted you guys to see, this was before she came out with this letter, this statement that she made today. It was way before that. And I wanted to put that before she even came out with that, because I wanted you guys to have something to compare her behaviors to compare her statement to. And when you look at what is expected, or what you see from a narcissist, then you see that when we have these conversations, you don't have somebody just trying to throw something out there for commentary, that there is an actual problem that is there, and it needs to be addressed. And according to her, she definitely has the funding, she has the finances to seek that help should she decide to go and get it. And I'm hoping that at some point she decides that this is necessary, because it is definitely necessary. This is her livelihood. She wants to continue building on it. She wants to continue, making money. She wants to continue being the face of YouTube. So she needs to do something to revamp. I have to laugh because I got so tickled. When I saw her walk off. I was like, that was a mic drop. Damn, like that was a mic drop. And I was like, I was wondering if she was going to cut it off, like what was going to be that final, statement. And it was a walk off. I'm like, so this was like a real press conference to her. In her mind, This was her standing up, in the Oval Office, or in the room. I can't think of the room where they do the interviews at, in front of the podium. This was her moment in front of the podium, her giving her statement and then walking off. The people say da 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 da, and I'm gone. Like that. That was her statement to people. If she really, she got the views tonight, but if she really wanted to break the internet, if she truly wanted to break the internet tonight, do you know how serious it would have been if she would have apologized? See, that's what a lot of people don't think about. They get so caught up on the negativity because they know negativity sells. But do you know how major it would have been? Did I see Pap in here? What's going on, Pap? How major it would have been if she would have came out and said, I was wrong and I apologize to Cardi for everything that I did to her. Now, let me be clear on that, because I told y'all when it comes to gaslighting, the people try to get you because they'll say, I apologize that you feel that I hurt you. See, that's not a real apology. That's a BS apology. But for her to come on and if she would have said, I apologize for all of my wrongdoings. I apologize for what I did to you and your family. Like, I apologize for that. What I've been doing for so many years. I accept responsibility for my actions and I apologize for that. That would have crashed the internet tonight. Whoever the people are in the background, the PR people, the crisis team, whoever, maybe that's not what they gave her, or maybe they did tell her to do it and she refused to do it. Because again, you can't tell her what to do. She's Tasha. I want you to support her as a Black woman, but she needs to chill and be honest in the Black community. Absolutely, because we are the ones that she is lying to. We are her audience. We are her audience. And to take that a step further, not only are we her audience, we are also the one that she chooses to lie on. We are the ones that she chooses to manipulate. It's us. It's not other people. It's us. And we are the same ones that feed into it. We are the same ones that support her channel and support the buffoonery, only to have her come back. Because if you listen to some of the stuff that is said, I mean, she has said some rough stuff. She has really said some rough stuff. I mean, that's the reason why I pulled away from. I'm like, did you just say that? Like, you said that? Like, is that what you really believe? Or are you just doing this for entertainment? And that's why I was asking, is this really narcissism, or is this just strictly for entertainment purposes? Because at some point you're like, you know what, nobody can really just be this blatant about what they're like. You can't this can't be real. This can't be life. But it looks like that's what it is, And to hear somebody talking about this big machine like that really, I'm real like, someone help her. And whoever wrote that statement, because she did not write that statement. Whoever wrote that statement, like, why are you enabling this type of behavior? Why are you still buying into this behavior? Why are you encouraging this type of behavior? Just tell her to chill out. Tell her to say she's wrong and go about her business. If she were to do that, then she can move on. That's the only way she's going to try to move on like nothing happened. But I mean, she's going to keep this mess up. And even, with the slights, the little innuendos that may be put out there, I mean, people are still watching. The courts will still be watching. And considering the fact that she, it came out that she had other things going on, financially, things that she hasn't been taken care of. This is one of the things that I was saying the other night. You have to be careful that the same harm that you try to inflict on others, which you said you didn't, but we know that was a lie. But the same harm that you try to inflict on others doesn't become your fate. So my. I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know if you guys would want to come on. If you would want to come on and state your opinion about what you think about what's going on right now, then let me know. I would definitely give you guys a chance to come on. That's not something that I usually do. But when it comes to this, you know, I like to hear what people think. So if you would like to come on, let me know. I'll drop the link, the stream link in the comments. If not, I'll just keep reading your comments on here and we will wrap it all up. She's feeding off Kells with this big machine, but she didn't support him. Make it make sense. You know what, Keisha? I actually think she did. I actually think that she was a fan of him until an opportunity came to make money off of a situation. The same way when the back and forth and the, you know, the fallouts happened with the, you know, the other people and their families and stuff like that, how they were all cool. I feel like, and again, in true narcissistic fashion, you know, I'm going to use you until I don't need you. I'm going to, if I can make money off reporting on you, and you guys see it on here, you know, people, as long as people can make money off a story, they're going to do it. You're going to do it. And some of them, I mean, in your face, they will turn around and the same one that they were rooting for, they'll go against right in your face. And the same one that they were going against, they'll start rooting for them. They follow the money. Whichever way the wind blows the money, that's the way that they are going. So I don't know. I feel like tonight was this was a chance for her to come out and do something different. Show people that she's not the monster that she says people are making her out to be. So this was an opportunity. Like, come out and show them what you got. Come out and show them, because she has been switching her content up some. So come out and show them, you know, that person. Now, I think she did it a little bit by reading the statement and not coming out all just ghetto with it, because she tends to be ghetto with stuff at times. So just the way that she chose to come out with her statement, that was a bit more professional than usual. But I felt like it would have had more of an effect on people, and it would have been more positive for her, and she would have had a better outcome if she had come out and accepted responsibility for her actions and apologize. That's it. Come on, do a shorts video, a little 15-second video. Guys, I just want you to know, if any of you are looking for the videos of me talking negative about Cardi B, I took those videos down. Bam. That's the end of the video. Just post that. Keep it going. All this extra stuff, it's just another form of manipulation, and it's continuous gaslighting. And if you are not familiar with gaslighting and what that is, please go and watch my video that I posted on gaslighting and common phrases that are used by gaslighters, because she basically hit every one of them on the head in this one statement. It didn't even take long. I don't remember how long her video was, but it did not take long for her to like hit every single one of them. I'm like, Dad, you're not gonna skip one? Nah, I ain't skipping. Bam, bam, bam. She just hit every single one of them, and like I said, it was hard to watch. It was very hard to watch. So Tasha, I'm rooting for you. Believe it or not, I am rooting for you. I'm hoping that you do something different. I hope you make a conscious decision to do something different. Change can be a good thing. It does not have to be a bad thing. Recognize what the problem is. Identify the problem. Look at different ways that you can change the problem. Think about what you want the outcome to be if you change that problem, and then go and make the change. And when you make the change, see what's working, see what's not working. If it's not working for you, adjust things the way that you may need to adjust them. If they are working, then you put those things on the mental shelf. Say, listen, okay, these are the things that are working. Let me make sure I hold on to them. The things that are not working, you either modify, or if you need to X them and send them to file 13, and go ahead and send them to file 13, and then find some new behaviors to replace those changes that you had to get rid of. But nonetheless, some changes need to be made, and some prayers need to be had. Lord have mercy, some prayers need to be had, because, oh my goodness, I'm going to say this, I was getting ready to get off. When I heard her bring up God, Now, I never question anyone's spiritual grounding. Because whatever relationship that you have, that is on you. That is on you. But I'm a firm believer that if you're going to step into that God conversation, then if you know better, then you do better. Because at the end of the day, God don't bless mess. So if you're going to bring his name up in your foolishness, you need to make sure that you stepping right. So if you're going to do that and talk about the things that he has blessed you with, then you might want to acknowledge the fact that the same way that he blessed you with these things, then he can also take them away. And I need you to understand that you are looking at that right now. You have been warned. There's always a warning. Before anything major happens in your life, you get that warning. Now it's up to you to take heed to whatever that warning is, but you get that warning. You get a chance. And I feel that you have been given your chance at this point. It's up to you what you do with it. And y'all may not like that, but I'm a Christian first, and I'm going to say it. You bringing his name up, you better make sure you're not just talking that talk. You need to walk that walk and do the right thing. And if you are a true believer, then you know that there are certain things that as a believer you don't do to other people. So maybe you should let that be your guide. And accept responsibility for your actions, for the people that you have hurt, not just one person, you've hurt several people. Accept responsibility for the people that you have hurt, for the damage that you have caused, for the lives that you have come into, and I'm not going to say destroy, but you definitely wreak havoc. For all the things that you have done to intentionally hurt other people, you might want to set the record straight with that. You might want to get right with that. So with that being said, guys, I thank you for tuning in. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that you go back and watch those videos on narcissism. I did some recently, but I did some in the past. Go back and watch those videos on narcissism, manipulation, gaslighting, all those things so that you can really understand what's going on when you're looking at what's going on with Tasha right now, because this is real. This is definitely real. And at some point, you got to have some act right about yourself. And that's whether you're a narcissist or not. You got a Trini Barbie, hey, how you doing? Welcome. You got to have some act right about yourself. And if you're going to go and be a leader, because we are leaders. Yes, I do, Trini Barbie. I got a video actually coming up. What's tomorrow? Thursday. It's going to drop on Friday. About that, but some of the other ones, they touch on narcissism and relationships as well, so check that out. I dropped one I think it was this morning. You got to have some act right about yourself, and if people are trying to help you, then let them help you. Let them help you. Change can be a good thing. So if you like this content, if you got anything out of this content tonight, it doesn't necessarily have to be the part about Tasha. It could just be the conversation about narcissism. Then hit that like button. If there's anything that you could get out of this conversation that you feel like, you want to share with somebody or they may need to hear it, then make sure you share this video. Leave your comments down in the comment box below. I would love to hear your comments and what you think about what's going on. And tell me what you saw in that video that she put out tonight. What did you think about the statement that was made in the walk-off? I'm interested in hearing what you have to say. So with that being said, shout out to all the certified dimes that are in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the people that are subscribed. Thank you to the ones who are not subscribed and are in the bushes. Shout out to you too. Now, subscribe to the channel. Like the channel if you are already subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you know when new videos are being uploaded. And guys, I'm going to get off here. But I'm going to do this one thing. And Tasha, I hope you hear me on this one right here, because this one goes out to you if it doesn't go out to anybody else. If you don't remember anything else that I said tonight or any other night, I want you to remember this one thing. Lord have mercy. Yep, you guessed it. Mind your business. You save yourself a whole lot of heartburn and heartache if you mind your business. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good night. Bye.